And then also it's like, while we're preparing for the future, you can't live in the future. You can
Right.
prepare for the future, but you need to live in the moment. And that's two different things that you're trying to achieve.
Mm.
So I went to a prison a long, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I went to a prison, and these inmates, there were some in there that were in there for life, and they were not going to get out, and they were studying business or studying, getting, college degrees, or some of them were getting high school degrees. Some were trying to get master's degrees. But I'm like, man, you're in here and you're not leaving here. Why are you trying to improve yourself?
Right.
And that made me think about society. There's a lot of people, some of my friends, and some of them that aren't my friends, but there's people that aren't preparing to get better, and they have their whole life ahead of them. And the cage that they're living in is their mind.
Right.
Whereas some of these inmates, the cage that they're living in is their bodies, but not their minds. So it's just a juxtaposition there that was very eye opening. Um, and now it's like we feel like, we're in these cages, but there's so much you can do. There's so many places you can take your mind to right here and now to come out of this better than we went into it in March.
Have you ever felt that your mind has been caged up, Brendon? Because looking at everything that you've done throughout your early life all the way through to right now, it seems as if you're always exploring other paths. You never limited yourself to one thing. You never were just an athlete, even doing things like theater in your earlier life. Did you ever find that, or have you always been pretty free of mind?
Yeah, I think I've always been pretty free-minded. I've always marched to the beat of my own drum. Sorry, my dog's crying in the
That's
background.
cool.
But yeah, I think that's one of the things that my parents have always taught me, and they instilled in me at a very early age, is that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to, but your mind's got to be free, and your mind's got to explore, and your mind has to take yourself to all those places. So, I grew up, pretty poor. In Chicago, in the inner city, and then eventually we moved to California. But the only thing that changed was the environment. We were still poor, just we weren't pouring in a dangerous neighborhood anymore. But so I was always able to take my mind to different places and
And
fantasize